Your daily mood isn't just a fleeting thought inside your head. It's being profoundly shaped by trillions of microscopic residents living deep within your gut right now. Yes, you heard that correctly. Your emotional landscape, the very texture of your day, can be a direct reflection of a silent conversation happening between your internal ecosystem and your brain. Today, you're going to uncover the astonishing reality of the gut-brain axis. This isn't just a biological pathway, it's a bustling two-way highway where your gut microbiome doesn't merely aid digestion, it actively dictates your feelings, influences your thoughts, and even subtly nudges your decisions. Prepare to see your internal world and your power over it in an entirely new light. For years, we largely considered the brain as the sole command center for our emotions, but the truth, as science continues to reveal, is far more intricate and collaborative. Imagine your gut not just as a digestive tube, but as a vast, bustling metropolis. Within this city live an astronomical number of inhabitants, bacteria, fungi, and viruses, collectively known as your microbiome. These aren't just passive tenants, they're incredibly active citizens, constantly communicating, building, breaking down, and perhaps most astoundingly, producing molecules that directly impact your mind. One of the most mind-bending discoveries revolves around neurotransmitter production. You know those vital chemical messengers that carry signals between brain cells, like serotonin or GABA? Well, your gut bacteria are actually prolific factories for many of these. Consider serotonin, often dubbed the happiness hormone. While its primary effects on mood occur in the brain, it's estimated that 95% of the body's serotonin is actually produced and stored in the gut. And guess what influences that production? You got it, your gut microbes. They can synthesize serotonin precursors, directly influencing its availability. Think about that for a second. The very chemical link to feelings of well-being and contentment isn't just a brain product, it's being influenced by your gut's tiny residents. This profound connection isn't some abstract concept, it's a tangible biological link. A crucial part of this communication network is the vagus nerve. Picture it as a super-fast, two-lane information superhighway, stretching all the way from your brainstem down to your digestive tract. It's the primary direct line for your gut to send signals to your brain, and for your brain to send signals back. Research by Cryan and Dinan in 2012 extensively highlighted how this nerve serves as a critical conduit for microbial signals, influencing everything from stress responses to emotional processing. Your gut isn't just digesting, it's broadcasting, sending messages up that vagus nerve directly to the parts of your brain that govern mood and behavior. This makes the gut less of a second brain and more like a pivotal, active partner in your cognitive health. This constant, invisible dialogue is shaping your inner world in ways you've never fully appreciated. What if the anxious flutter in your stomach isn't just a symptom, but a message? A literal whisper from your microbial community asking for attention. Here's where things get really fascinating, and perhaps a little unsettling, but ultimately incredibly empowering. Before understanding this gut-brain axis, you might have felt like your moods arrived unbidden, an unpredictable guest in your mental space. A sudden wave of inexplicable anxiety, a persistent feeling of low energy, or a frustrating lack of focus might have seemed like an inherent part of who you are. You might have attributed it to stress, sleep, or simply a bad day. But now, imagine what happens when the delicate balance of your gut microbiome, known as dysbiosis, starts to shift. When beneficial bacteria dwindle and less friendly species begin to dominate, that subtle whisper from your gut can turn into a distressed shout. These unwelcome residents can produce different types of molecules, some of which are pro-inflammatory, creating a cascade of signals that travel up that vagus nerve. And when these signals reach your brain, they can directly contribute to feelings of anxiety, irritability, and even brain fog. You feel it in your head, but the trigger originates deep within your belly. Consider the ripple effect, a persistent feeling of unease that you can't quite shake. Before, you'd analyze your thoughts, perhaps blame external circumstances. Now, you understand it could be a direct biological signal originating from your gut environment, impacting your neurological pathways. This is the profound shift, recognizing that your emotional state isn't solely an isolated mental event. It's a dynamic interplay, a complex symphony where your gut microbiota are key performers. What if I told you that the sugar craving you're fighting or the specific foods that make you feel sluggish and irritable aren't just about willpower, but are influenced by the preferences of your gut tenants? That's not to say you're not in control, but it fundamentally recontextualizes the battle. A compelling review by Liu and colleagues in 2018 delved into the specific ways gut microbiota composition can influence the manifestation of mood and anxiety disorders, highlighting the potential for dietary and microbial interventions to alleviate these states. This understanding transforms your relationship with your own body. You move from being a passenger to becoming an active conductor of your internal orchestra. Your diet, your lifestyle, your stress levels aren't just external factors, they are the environmental conditions for your microbiome and thus for your mood. So, with this incredible new understanding, what can you actually do today to work with this profound brain mechanism? The good news is, there are powerful, science-backed strategies you can implement right away. First, focus on feeding your beneficial gut bacteria. These tiny allies thrive on specific types of fiber known as prebiotics. Think of prebiotics as the fertilizer for your gut garden. Foods like asparagus, onions, garlic, leeks, and even slightly unripe bananas are rich in these fibers. Incorporating them into your daily diet provides the fuel that allows your good bacteria to flourish, strengthening their numbers and enhancing their ability to produce those mood-boosting compounds. Start with small, consistent additions: a few more slices of onion in your salad, a banana for breakfast, or asparagus with dinner. Over time, this consistent feeding can shift the balance, paving the way for a calmer, more resilient brain. Second, consider integrating fermented foods into your routine. These foods are natural sources of live, beneficial bacteria, often referred to as probiotics. Things like plain yogurt with live cultures, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and tempeh are packed with these helpful microorganisms. When you consume them, you're essentially introducing more friendly residents to your gut city, bolstering your microbial defenses and enhancing the production of those crucial neurotransmitters. Just a small serving daily, or even a few times a week, can make a difference. It's like inviting some really good, hard-working neighbors into your bustling gut community. The cumulative effect on your mood can be surprisingly noticeable, often leading to a subtle but distinct improvement in emotional stability and a reduction in feelings of anxiety. Do you feel that ripple of possibility? Third, and perhaps surprisingly, cultivate mindfulness and stress reduction. While this might seem like a purely mental technique, its impact on the gut-brain axis is profound. Stress, both acute and chronic, directly alters your gut microbiome. It can increase gut permeability, making it easier for inflammatory molecules to cross into your bloodstream, and it can shift the balance of your bacteria towards less beneficial species. Practices like meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even just spending quiet time in nature don't just calm your mind, they send calming signals down that vagus nerve to your gut. This helps maintain a harmonious gut environment, breaking the vicious cycle where stress harms your gut and a compromised gut then amplifies your stress. It's a two-way street, and tending to one side immediately benefits the other. This isn't just about tweaking your diet or adding a new habit. This understanding changes how you perceive yourself. You are not just a mind and a body. You are a complex, interconnected ecosystem. Your moods, your energy, your very sense of well-being are not solely a product of your conscious thoughts, but a collaborative effort between your brain and the vibrant, invisible world thriving within your gut. When you grasp this, you stop seeing emotional struggles as purely psychological failings and start recognizing them as signals from a vast internal network that you can actively support and optimize. You gain a profound sense of agency, realizing that the power to influence your emotional landscape isn't just in your head, it's also in your hands, in your fork, and in your breath. You become an active steward of your entire being, understanding that true brain health is deeply intertwined with whole body health. The incredible symphony happening within you is more intricate, more influential than we ever imagined. To truly unlock your brain's full potential, to sustain its health and sharpen its performance, we must continue to listen to its every whisper and shout. This journey into the hidden mechanics of your mind is just beginning, and what we uncover next will be just as breathtakingly profound.